Say, alright, so first and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashami Oshai, Ba'ashami Kakodash. We say the most apostles and the agreements and our teachers or apostles in the shoot. And we say salutations, so the Akim was to push a new word and our children say the Dean and the out. Considering season or season, we say Shalom. Once again, going into our video, and this basically touching upon the word willing. Some because, every morning, right? When I put on the phone, Google, it sends a random word to my notification and it gives the meaning for it, right? Now, one of the words that was sent, I think, yesterday, it had willing in it. One of the meaning, I can't remember the name, I can't remember the word that it sent, but in the meaning it had willing. Willing was one of the words that stand out to me, and I was like, you know what? Hey, really and truly, just because of the word standing out, Spirit said to do a video on it. Willing. And when you look at the word willing, it means to be ready, eager, or prepared to do something. It's a give or done readily, right? It's a to intend, desire, or wish something that happen. Right? Even when they go down here, this is our next meaning here that was say willing, the English meaning, right? From the Cambridge, say not opposed to doing something, ready or eager to do something. If you're willing to fly on Thursday, you can get it. That is an example, but they say not opposed to do something, right? So you're not opposed to them. So that is why you see we got to be willing in the Lord. We got to be willing to do the things that the Lord said to do. We also have to be eager. We have to be ready, right? We have to be ready. We have to be prepared to do these things, to do something. Eager, being eager. I want to look up the word. Eager, right? It's an eager meaning, right? It's a strongly wanting to do or have something, right? It's a strongly wanting to do. So, and at the end of the day, when you're eager, you're willing, you're being eager for the Lord, meaning that you want to do. Not that you didn't want to do it and you're feeling a kind of way and you're watching the Lord work as a burden and so forth. You want to be willing. You understand? You want to be willing. You want to be eager to do. Willing. You want to be eager, right? You say ready, eager, or prepared to do something. You want to be ready. You want to be eager to do the work, to do the work of the Lord, to do the things that the Lord said to do. You want to be willing to serve the Lord. You understand? Now, as I was saying, as I was giving you an example how Google has send the meaning, as you can see right here. This is what I mean. This is how it is sent. They just send a notification on the phone every morning, and it is give it is give a word and the meaning for the word, right? So as you can see, the sun, they say what it's a slink, move smoothly and quietly with gliding steps. This random word, so as I say, one of the words, in the meaning of the word, it had the word willing. As you can see how important the word willing is, to say ready, eager, or prepared to do something. Now that being said, let me bring a scripture here. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5. I'll read from verse 7. It said, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. It said, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. Now when you look at the word tarrying, it means what? To stay longer. So that doesn't mean you're ready. That doesn't mean you're willing. You're staying longer than intended. Delay leaving a place, right? So you're delay. You're staying longer, right? It says to delay or be tardy in acting or doing something. You understand? So you're not willing. Again, we're supposed to be willing for the Lord. We're supposed to be eager. We're supposed to be ready to do things. It's a tarry definition. Say to remain or stay as in a place, right? It say to delay or to be tardy in acting, starting. You understand? Coming to at the end of the day, you want to be willing. You don't want to be tarrying. You want to be willing. Right? So it say what? It say make no tarrying. It say make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. It say and put not off from day to day. So you not willing will obviously have you paying off the Lord day to day. Because why? You're not willing. You're not eager. You're not eager. You don't have the. You're not ready. You're not prepared to do something. You say to give or done readily. So you're not hesitating. You're putting off the Lord day to day. Right? So you say what? I say, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed. Because why? Plenty things when you see women tarrying is because they feel assured, they feel secured, they feel it what to serve the Lord eagerly, feel it what to be willing to do things for the Lord. You know, they feel safe, they feel secure. So that way it say what? It say I'm putting not off from day to day. It say make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. It say and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. So that's to show that, hey, don't be like that. Don't be tarrying. You understand? Don't be tarrying to turn to the Lord, and don't be tarrying to do things for the Lord. Because when things do come, that is when you want to be willing. You know, this saying that I remember scripture, the Lord saying that in that day shall they be willing. You know, but they're saying, right? So don't be tarrying. You want to be willing. You don't want to be praying of the Lord day by day. You want to be putting on the Lord day by day. You want to be doing the things the Lord said to do. As the scripture says, willing, ready. You want to be ready to serve. Ready to do the things you have to do. It's eager. You understand? Eager. Have again, as I say here, one of the minutes willing was it said to the desire. Say you desire to serve the Lord. You desire to turn to the Lord. Don't put him off day by day. Then you're tired. You understand? It's here. I'm putting not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed. And so as I say, it say what? It say the wrath of the Lord. It says, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. So a nice thing, you put up there, you feel good. You feel you had time. You feel you had time to do something. You feel you had time to turn back to the Lord. You understand that you have no eagerness. But that we say in thy security, when you feel insecure, you feel good, you feel nothing going to happen, you feel things going to continue as is. You know, that way it said the Lord what? It said thou shalt be destroyed. You understand? And perish in the day of vengeance. And that is when, you see the thing about it is, that is now when you want to be willing. When stuff start to happen to you, when stuff start to take place, that is when you want to be willing now. That is when you want to serve the Lord. That is when you want to be eager. You know? Yeah, you start to get hype. When stuff start to happen. You know? When stuff start to happen. But you have to be willing. You have to be willing no matter what it is. No matter the day, no matter what it is. You have to be willing. You have to be ready, eager, prepared to do something for the Lord. Making yourself being what? That living sacrifice. You're willing to be that. You're prepared to be that. You understand? You're eager to serve the Lord. You're eager to speak these words. You're eager to do these things for the Lord. So important that word is. You know? So important that word is. And this is straight. Like that's what I say. That's what I say. What right, that's how I take a pause and phone call, right? But nonetheless, again, as I was saying, you want to be willing. You want to be willing. You want to be eager. You want to be done. You want to do things readily for the Lord. You want to be prepared. You understand? And we know all these things here is that's how we're supposed to be. You understand? That's how we're supposed to be. No excuse, nonetheless. You don't want to be tired. You want to be willing. You don't want to be putting off the Lord day by day, because no, when you put off the Lord day by day, you get complacent. You know, the falling out of the hands. You know, well, I could do it tomorrow. I could do the thing. I could do this, and when stuff start to happen, no, you want to. Hey, never. I want to serve the Lord. No, I want to turn back to the Lord. No, you want to do this. You don't want to be like that. You always want to be willing for the Lord. You always want to be willing for the Lord, right? Right, let me jump to the next scripture here. This is the book Colossians chapter 3. I'll read from verse 23. It says, and whatsoever ye do, do it heartily, as to the Lord and not unto men. Right? It says, and whatsoever ye do, do it heartily, as to the Lord and not unto men. And son again, you'll be willing to. It says, knowing that the Lord, he shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for ye served the Lord Mashiach. It says, but he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he had done. And there is no respect of persons. So that's good. I say, knowing that the Lord, ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for ye serve the Lord Mashiach. So again, that is, you see, you want to be willing for the Lord. And son, willing to what? To serve. Eager to serve. Who? The Lord. Yahweh Shem Yahushai. As we say here, you say to receive a reward, but how are you going to receive a reward if you're not willing? And your job, on a normal job, right? If you're not willing to work, you just see your boss just see it. Your boss might have a talk with you. You tell her, hey, you're not eager to do, you're not eager, and see the eagerness in you, what happened to you because you're not feeling it to work. You're not willing to work for them. You're not willing to do the work. So how could you receive how could you receive your payment if you don't work? Understand? But as the scripture says, and whatsoever you do, do it heartily. When you look up the word, see if I find it. So when you look at the word heartily, it say to a great degree. It's a very, you understand? Say to a great degree. So you're doing it what? It say in an enthusiastic and strong way. So if you're willing, you'll be eager, and you'll be doing it what? Heartily, in an enthusiastic, right, and strong way. So you see all these things coming out. You see that little things like this is how we're supposed to be, and how we're supposed to be acting, how we're supposed to be caring on ourselves and so forth. Again, you want to be willing to serve the Lord. You want to be willing to do the things that the Lord said to do. The things that you have to do. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15. I'll read verse 58. Right? It says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. Always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. So again, you see in the word, the willingness to what? To serve the Lord. You're always abounding in the Lord. Say ready, eager, or prepared. And that is when you do it. Say given or done readily. Right? Say to intend, to desire. That is what the word will. To desire. And we desire to serve the Lord every day. Right? And the scripture says what? Therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. Always abounding. So with having a willingness, having that being willing, you will always be abounding in the work of the Lord. And you'll always be doing it. You'll always be eager to do it. Always being willing to do it. Right? It says, in that work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain. And your labor not going in vain. At the end of the day, as I mentioned with the work, it are people that will be willing to work. And they will do the work willingly. What I'm saying here is just basic things here in the world. How people will be willing to work. Because why? They know they're going to receive something. They're going to receive a payment. You understand? So it's much. The Lord telling me here, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain. Your labor ain't going to go in vain. But at least do the work that the way you're supposed to. Be unmovable. Be steadfast. Always abounding in it. Being willing to do the work. And many other things that come with it. Your patience, your faith, all these things that come with it. The things that you're supposed to have. The qualities that you're supposed to have. Right? So you want to always be willing. and no other way around it. So you say what? As abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. And the labor wouldn't go in vain. You understand? So again, you want to be willing. So with that, we give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yoshai, Ba'ashem Makakodash. We sit amongst apostles and elders of the most honorable world, our teachers, our apostles of the truth. And we say salutations, so I can must push the word on truth and say the dean and the out. Constantly in season on season, we say, Shalom.